Hello guys, welcome to day 7. We are on the 7th day of the Fool's Journey, and today our card of the day is the Knight of Cups. So here is an image of the Knight of Cups. This is what that looks like in the traditional Rider-Waite. This is the Rider-Waite Radiant. I like bright colors, as I've mentioned in the other videos and such. But anyway, the Knights. All of the Knights, this is another character. We have 16 characters on our journey that we're going to run into at some point along the way. This is the second court card, the second personality trait or character that we've met on our journey so far. And as I've mentioned before, of course, it's been a while since we've run into the other person. Court cards are personalities of ourselves or people that we know in our lives. And so the Knights specifically, all of the Knights tend to have extreme personality types. Typically, these are younger folks or younger personalities. Think about the unruly teenager who's being hormonal and can't get their ish together. Sometimes it's that kind of energy. This is the card that I personally identify with a lot. I tend to be an emotional extremist. We talk about cups being an emotional energy. So when we kind of combine that, Knights being kind of, extreme, having extreme tendencies, and then cups being an emotional, the Knight of Cups tend to have some extreme emotional tendencies. It's kind of like, so on the good side, right, they might be romantic, and we like a good romantic in our lives, right? Everybody likes that. But then on the negative side, they might be over-emotional. There's a big difference between I love you and oh my God, I love you so much. Like it can be a bit much for people, right? So you want to reel that in. Another example might be that they are introspective. These people tend to really learn from their mistakes and really go within to process things. But then to the other extreme, they might just be introverted. Like they're not really, their emotions are too much, so they just go completely withdrawn. They might have a refined taste, but then on the opposite extreme, they might just be snooty, right? So these are some examples of how the Knight of Cups might play out with that energy. So if we look at the Ciro Marchetti's Gilded Tarot Royale, kind of the same thing, obviously, and I think I mentioned this in another, maybe on a previous post or something. Like for a lot of readers, the court cards are the last group of cards that people really get an energy for. They really learn to feel, because a lot of the other cards, you can look at the picture, you get a great sense of what that energy is about. Like you can see or feel this person feels heartbroken. But what's going on with this guy? Like what kind of day has he had? I don't know what kind of day. I mean, it looks like he's, gallivanting through the lake. I mean, it looks like he's having a good time, but it doesn't tell you much about, where he's coming from, where he's going, or how he really feels about it. You can't even see his facial expressions. His behind a suit of armor. I mean, you get more from the horse than you do the guy. I'm not really sure the horse is happy through dealing with all of this water or emotion. It's like the horse isn't really excited about all that emotion, but you can't really tell what's going on here. But from the holistic tarot perspective, this character is, we have 3 great words. We have, I already forgot what they were. I'll have to get back to that. The first one was, charming. That's right, charming. This character is charming, is a charming person. You like being around him because he just kind of has this charming personality. Affable. Affable means that you're likable, that you're fun to be around, right? So that's another characteristic of this guy. And then lastly, the $10 word is equanimity. And when you have equanimity, it's a characteristic where you're able to keep a level head even when you're like super duper stressed out. Even if you're emotionally unstable, you can still maintain a level of equanimity. And so that's this character. That's this character right here. So as we're going through the journey today, keep an eye out for this guy and see how his energy plays out through your day. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's Maybelline. Anyway, so moving on to the last one here, we have the Urban Tarot, Robin Scott. This is her deck. And this is what she has to say. The Seducer. This guy's offering this lady some drinks, you know. I mean, they're probably going to have some interesting conversations. The Seducer. So when I look at this, I don't really have a very positive connotation from this guy. I kind of get a little sense of, I don't know, maybe he's only after one thing, you know, but maybe she is too. We don't know the story, right? But this guy is the seducer. This guy is the one who can just, you know, smooth talk his way right into your pants. Anyway, so that is the energy of that. Now, guys, I don't know how far you guys make it down in those posts. I don't know if you guys are just reading the description and then making it down to the journaling task. If you're doing the journaling task, I think some of you guys are. That's awesome, and I really love your participation. But the fun part, I mean, not the fun part. It's not the learning part. But Chiro Marchetti includes his initials hidden inside each one of his cards. Now, don't spoil it for everybody, you know what I mean? Like, if you find it, like, don't put it in the comments. That way somebody else can get a chance to go look. But if you find that, like, put a thumbs up in the comments. You know what I mean? Put, like, a magnifying glass and a thumbs up to say, hey, you found it. Because everywhere in the card, or on each card, there's going to be one place that has the letters CM hidden in there in the image. It gives you a reason to get closer to the card. Because there's a lot of detail in here, and when you start getting real close to it, we've got some swans in there. There's the reflection in the water, which is interesting because, you know, the knight, he kind of has this outward reflection of what's going on. Wears his heart on his sleeve, you know. What else is in there? I haven't found the CM in this one yet. I'll have to look for that later on. I won't waste your time doing that right here. But I just wanted to let you guys know that your card of the day is the Knight of Cups, and I'm sending love and light to all of you beautiful people. If I had